You know, once they made my wife cry, that was pretty much over. You know, once they made her cry, that was out.
That's right. The most poorly dressed front office in sports are now confirmed wife crier makers. Why did the Raiders make Heather Neal cry? Well, maybe it had nothing to do with Carr's benching, and it's because she was forced to go to Mark Davis's barber. Now, if I were a savvy YouTuber, I'd say, today I will tell you exactly why the Raiders made her cry. But that's all Carr revealed about the crying. I'd tease it and force you to watch the whole episode to get the real reason the Raiders made her cry. Instead, I'm going to say that the other things Carr said in his interview about the Raiders are far more interesting, and I'll dish that dirt. Plus, bring you other updates from around the NFL, like Leonard Fournette's scary SUV fire and the Tyreek Hill investigation. That's good. Don't forget the Patreon Zoom Hangout is tonight, June 28th. Info on the YouTube community tab or Patreon. It is Best Ball Mania season, and I love drafting my football teams in the summer with Underdog Fantasy. The Best Ball Mania tournament is growing every year, and this year the first place prize is $3 million. The best ball format is cool because once you draft your team, you're done thinking about it. Your best possible score is used every single week and there's no in-season management, so drafting a bunch of different teams is the approach I use to account for various unpredictable situations like injuries and possible dominant rookie performances. And if you want to play against me in a private link, I'm dropping that below in the description. It's a $10 entry, slow draft format, so you have several hours to make your pick, and once you draft, you're done. And my private draft starts once the league is full, and a lot of you dominated me last year, so come beat me again, or take your shot at that $3 million Best Ball Mania 4 top prize. Use my link below or code THATSGOOD, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. Now, before I get to the poorly worded humor and moderately accurate reporting, I have to talk about the tragic passing of former NFL quarterback Ryan Mallett. Mallett drowned after getting caught up in a rip current off the coast of Florida in the Gulf. Now, Fox News reported that rip current deaths, including deaths from high surf and sneaker waves, have risen nationwide in recent years to a high of 113 in 2021, according to Weather Service statistics. Ryan Mallett was drafted by the Patriots in the third round of the 2011 NFL Draft and spent 7 years in the league. In his first start for the Texans, he led a 23-7 win over the Browns, and his first ever NFL touchdown pass was actually to J.J. Watt. Most recently, he was coaching football in Arkansas at Whitehall High School. Now, this comes just a little over a year after Dwayne Haskins suddenly passed away. We lost Demarius Thomas, Ronnie Hillman, Uche, Jalen Ferguson, Jeff Gladney, Gavin Escobar died in a rock climbing accident, all recently, and all men gone far too soon. Former Browns and Broncos running back Peyton Hill has nearly drowned earlier in the year, saving his kids from a rip current. All that is to say, nothing is guaranteed. So go out, live your life to the fullest, and I hope Mallett's family finds some peace after this sudden loss. The New York Jets have officially been selected for HBO's Hard Knocks. Now, this announcement comes just a couple days after I dropped my balls-deep episode on Hard Knocks. Now, I wanted to see the Bears get it, but honestly, with Arron Rodgers in New York, this could be exactly what Hard Knocks needs to revive our interest in the show.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Sugar-free, too. NFL's healthier now. Honestly, if Hard Knocks doesn't secretly dose the entire team with Arron Rodgers approved hallucinogens, I'm gonna be pissed. I need to see Sauce Gardner tripping his balls off and convincing the entire team the only way they can win the Super Bowl is to rub Robert Saleh's big, beautiful, bald head for an extended period of time. which through Sauce's eyes, his laced LSD eyes, will actually be the top of the Lombardi Trophy. Leonard Fournette is lucky to be alive after his car, his SUV, caught on fire on the freeway. To be fair, this is just a visual representation of what happened to anyone who drafted Fournette in their fantasy league last season. 3 touchdowns, Lenny. 3 TDs all year. Is Fournette okay? Yeah, he's fine. Now, Fournette's Dodge caught fire in Florida on I-275, and apparently it was due to mechanical issues. Yeah, I'd say so. Luckily, Fournette and nobody else was hurt. The crazy part of this story is that this is a new car. Here's Fournette with this Dodge just 6 weeks ago on Instagram after he purchased it. From this to this is pretty damn horrifying for a new car. The car is completely engulfed in flames. It actually looks like every place after Antonio Brown has arrived. As I thoroughly researched this story, I will say someone should help Leonard Fournette with his Instagram account. He made this new car post a carousel and gave us these 2 pics. Smiling Lenny? Serious Lenny. Smiling Lenny? Serious Lenny. Those were carousel worthy. No alt angles, no interior shots of the car, just those 2 pics. Also, do you know how many likes you would have gotten, Lenny, had you given us footage of when the SUV was actually on fire? After the scary incident concluded, Fournette posted, "Man, it was one of those days today, but I would like to thank God. My car caught fire while I was driving, but I'm still blessed." Now, I'm not here to question anyone's faith, but Leonard, are you thanking God for setting your car ablaze for no reason, or for him allowing you to escape? God's a pretty shitty practical joker when you think about it. Hey Buddha, check this. I'm about to light an NFL player's car on fire for no reason. Look how scared he is. That's what he gets, though, for not helping my man Tom Brady win 1 more Super Bowl. That's right, me, God, big Tom Brady fan. Hence the 7 rings. Should have been 8 if it weren't for Leonard Fournette's 3 touchdowns. I do have a sort of an update on the Tyreek Hill situation. Now, I made a short about this last week. You guys still watching shorts? But Hill allegedly slapped a man at a marina in North Miami-Dade, but it's still unclear whether or not Hill will face any criminal charges. Now, state investigators got their hands on surveillance video of the altercation, but the footage wasn't very helpful. The alleged victim still hasn't come forward, leaving police in the dark about what actually went down. Now, the incident report mentioned a brief argument that ended with Hill slapping a marina employee. Apparently, that employee is a 57-year-old man. Police have confirmed, though, that it is not Tom Brady, who is both old and does live in Miami now. The case has been handed over to prosecutors who plan to interview all of the witnesses, the details of the video, and whether the alleged victim wants to press charges are still up in the air. Now, Hill and his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, have chosen to stay silent on the matter. When asked about the incident, Rosenhaus declined to comment due to the ongoing situation, and probably because he's been busy with PETA after they went after him for wrestling a shark during that same day. This altercation happened all the way back on Father's Day, where an employee, I guess, spotted 2 unauthorized women on a docked boat. Reports suggest that the argument may have actually been about Hill's desire to fish off the docked boat, which is against the rules, although some sources claim he had permission. Then as a dolphin, I actually think Hill should have had permission to fish wherever he wanted in the water. Now, the Miami Dolphins and the NFL are informally investigating the matter. If the NFL gets the video and determines Hill assaulted the 57-year-old man, even if no charges are actually filed against Hill, he could still be fined or face a suspension based on his history. In summary, the whole marina altercation involving Tyreek Hill is a confusing mess. A lot like the Dolphins' offense when Tua is not on the field. And finally, the Fresno Bee dropped this interview, candid piece with Derek Carr, who was back in Fresno where he went to college as he was doing charity work for his foundation, DC for Kids, which of course stands for Derek Carr for Kids, because certainly not Washington, DC. Their official slogan, I believe, is the fuck them kids approach in DC. But Carr does good work. Now last week, the headline dropped about Derek Carr. not being happy about being benched in Las Vegas for the final 2 games of last season. His exact quote was,
For lack of a better term, I was very upset. I was mad. You spend 9 years in a place. You have all the records. I would have said I don't even want the money, just to play 2 more times in front of our fans.
Now, Carr didn't leave it there, and it's funny seeing Carr vent about his frustrations with the Raiders in front of his charity backdrop with light jazz playing in the background. It's actually fitting for Carr's demeanor.
I didn't know how I'd feel playing for a different team, never wanted to play for a different team.
And Carr was pretty truthful about why he was deemed replaceable in Vegas.
We didn't win enough games, and that's the kind of stuff that happens with all the turnover of coaches, with all the different things. Eventually, the last guy in the room is usually the last. He's going to be out at some point, and so that's really what happened, man. I've been there 9 years. I've survived about 20 coaches, and it's just.
Yeah, that last part. That's a jab with a smile on his face. I like spicy Derek Carr, and that's about as spicy as he gets. It's true, though. I often wonder what Derek Carr's career would look like had he gone to a team with a stable head coaching situation. Just kidding, I know what that looks like. That said, I do wonder why he chose the Saints with Dennis Allen. Yes, Allen was the head coach with the Raiders when they drafted Carr, but I'm not sure a coaching change won't happen this offseason in New Orleans. I'm a little worried Carr's going to find himself in the exact same situation. Now, I've ripped old Joshy McDaniels plenty here. You're probably sick of it, enough to last a lifetime. But I do believe he is the sole person responsible for making Derek Carr's wife cry.
Once they made my wife cry, that was pretty much over. Once they made her cry, that was out.
Now, Carr, again, didn't reveal exactly what made her cry, or specifically what made her cry, but I have to assume it's the feeling she felt of seeing her husband relegated to the bench. Oh my God! I'm married to a bench warmer. Oh God! Oh, BenchwarmerBrew.com. If I wanted to be rich and married to a non-starter, I'd be Mrs. Chase Daniels. I don't know why I confused gagging with crying. Anyway, McDaniels has a long history of alienating players, and it's one of the many reasons the Raiders would have been wise to opt for a coach who wrote each of his players thank you notes instead of personally reducing their spouses to tears. Hell, reducing their own quarterback to tears and forcing him to lie to cover their arses.
I love Josh. I love the Carr. I love our coaches. They've had nothing but success, way more success than I've ever had, and, I'm sorry.
Once they made my wife cry, that was pretty much over.
Derek, sorry, continue.
To finish that, sorry for being emotional. I'm just pissed off.
The Raiders, though, signing Jimmy Garoppolo makes a lot more sense now when you think about it. Can't make a guy's wife cry if he doesn't have one. Although I do look forward to the day when Jimmy G reveals he left the Raiders because Josh McDaniels made Jimmy's favorite sex worker cry. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube or, unsubscribe if you've grown tired of me, of my, whatever, fudge. What are we gonna do? Football's a couple months away, guys.